Hi everybody, and welcome back to a new video this week. Hope everybody's week is going well. Just wanted to say a real quick apologize about Monday, not about having a live stream. I wasn't feeling very well, just had an upset stomach, and plus on top of that, the night before the dog had an upset stomach, and she was up and down all night long, so we didn't get very much sleep. So that's why we didn't have a live stream on Monday. Anyway, so today's video is going to be the mod part 2. So last week we did the mod on the remote, where we added the extra long omnidirectional 6 dBi antenna. So this week, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do the basically this essentially the same modification, except we're going to be doing it on the drone. So I'll show you guys what I've done so far. So you can see over here that I've actually taken apart the top part of the drone. I didn't have to remove the motors. So if you guys didn't watch my video on how to tear apart the Promark, I would suggest you pause or stop here, go back, watch that video, and this will show you how to get this all torn apart here. And so basically what I'm going to do is, here's the little antenna right here, and what we're going to do is we're basically going to add on this extra antenna. I put a little bit of solder on there. I'm going to solder the two wires together, and then we're going to add this extra long antenna to the outside of the drone. So with that being said, guys, I'll show you the tools that I'm going to be using. So obviously we're going to need a soldering iron, some solder. To drill the hole through the drone, I've got my electric drill, and probably going to need some drill bits. And then I just always have a pair of small needle nose pliers for whatever. So, and that's basically all you need, and your antennas, of course, too. Again, I ordered those off Amazon. I think they cost like $10 or something like that, and they weren't very expensive at all. So just to save time, guys, I went ahead, like I said, I already took apart the drone. So if you didn't watch that video, go back and watch it. And so I'm going to go ahead and move the camera over closer for you guys so you can see what I'm doing, and then we'll get started here. Alright guys, so we're over here, and I've got the camera on the tripod, so I hope that you guys can see this okay. I'm going to try and zoom in a little bit for you so you can see. There we go. Okay, so here's the original antenna right here. So you can see it's this tiny little short thing, and it kind of, when it's inside, it sits bent over kind of like that. So that's kind of the reason why it doesn't get the greatest reception sometimes, among other things. So I've gone ahead and actually stripped a little bit of the insulation off the wire there, and I've already pre-stripped this, the insulation in the middle, everything like that. I've already heated up my soldering iron. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to pull this, just because it's a tiny little, you can kind of see it here, it's just a tiny little hole on the board, and I don't want to mess with that. So I've seen this done in other videos where they've just basically taken the two wires and they've soldered them together. So that's what I'm going to do. I apologize if you can't see what I'm doing here. It's just because the camera angle is weird, so I'll try and do this as best I can, guys, for you. Alright, so I've got the two wires soldered together now. And then what I'm going to do, guys, is just to be on the extra careful side, I'm going to go ahead and, give me 1 second, I'm going to turn off my soldering iron so it can cool down and I don't burn myself. Okay, and I've got some electrical tape over here, so I'm going to move this out of the way, grab my electrical tape. And all I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to wrap these two together, just so that way when they're in there they don't tear apart. not going to use a lot of electric tape, just a little tiny dab. And it just kind of ensures that the two are gonna stay nice and close together. Alright, so the next step, guys, what I've got to do is I'm gonna have to drill my hole. So I'm gonna be drilling the hole back here where the battery compartment is. So I'm just gonna drill my hole right here on the side, so that way I can stick the coaxial through. So I'm going to grab the best one I've got here, and let's see, compare the sizes. I don't want to drill the hole too big, but I don't want to drill it too small. Just enough to where it can kind of fit through there, and yeah, I think this is gonna do right here. Let me try this one. Actually, I think this one might work better. Yeah, okay. Alright, so the drill bit size I'm using is a 13/64. So you can use whatever size you want, whichever one's best for you. So I'm just gonna put this in my electric drill here really quick and tighten it up. Alright, so I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna drill the hole right through here. So I'll try and keep this close for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. I'm not gonna apply too much pressure, but enough so I can get through the plastic. It's really skinny plastic, so it doesn't take much to get through, and looks like it needs to be just drilled out just a tiny bit more. Probably should have used the one size up to get this through here. Ah, there we go. Okay, that's perfect. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of remove some of the burrs from the plastic on the outside here. Okay, so before I do that, I've got a little bag of some lock washers and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a regular washer on the inside first. So I'm putting it right on here. And then I'm going to put this guy through here, right through my hole. Actually, it needs to be a little bit bigger. There we go. That should help. Okay, let's try that. And just so you guys know, I did get some advice from one of my subscribers, also one of my patrons, Rob Ruth, and he advised that putting this omnidirectional could possibly actually create more interference, just because it's omnidirectional. So just keep that in mind, guys. And then so I got it through. And so all I'm doing now is I'm putting another washer on the outside, and I'm just going to tighten this down now with the pliers. So it's nice and tight. Make sure you don't over tighten it, because it's really soft plastic and you don't want to break it. Okay, there we go. So that's what it looks like on the outside. And then, so how I'm going to mount my antenna is I'm just going to screw it on here, like so. If I can thread it correctly. There we go. Okay, just had to get it on there right. Alright, there we go. And then how I'm going to angle it is I'm going to angle it kind of just like that, so that way when it's flying, it'll be kind of angled down like that, so it'll have hopefully better reception to the... So probably what you're going to do is, if you have this modification, you're probably going to have to remove the little antenna here each time that you want to put it on. And then you'll probably have to screw it back on again once you're done. And I'm actually going to add a lock washer here. There we go. That'll help kind of keep it in place. Now, I don't know if this will work or not. I'm just hoping that I can get... I'm not trying to get any extra range off of it. What I'm trying to accomplish by doing this is so that the drone stays connected to the controller, is what I'm basically doing. So that way, hopefully this will help with some of the flyaways that people have reported. I have not had a flyaway. The only time I ever had a really weird issue was when, yeah, there we go. That's much better. So that's kind of what it'll look like once it's all done. It'll kind of set there. You could probably even push it all the way down because it doesn't. But I think angled out like that. I'll try it down and then I'll try it straight down, and I'll see if either of those make a difference. Should be able to actually see, so I can still get the battery. And you can kind of, if you need to, you can push your antenna up, and the battery still fits in there, just like that. And you can still shut the battery door, like that. And then you can just adjust that like that. So anyway, so again, what I did, guys, in here is I just went ahead and just soldered the two wires together. And then after soldering the two wires together, then I drilled the hole right here on the back, and then ran the coaxial cable through, and then put a washer on the inside and then a lock washer on the outside to keep it nice and tight. And then just tightened it down. So let's go ahead and real super quick, since I got the battery in it. I gotta plug the battery in. I just want to make sure that the actual controller is still going to sync up to the drone. So let's test it out real quick here. Alright, so drone's on, it's got power, just like always, guys. And then I've got my remote, so I'm going to turn my remote on. Alright, and it started flashing like usual. And I'm going to do the up-down like we always do to bind it. Alright, and then looks like we've got the normal low flashing. Let's even, you know what, we'll start up the motors because they're connected. They're not going to go anywhere, but we'll start it up. Yeah, so it works. That's perfect. That means that the antenna is talking to the drone, and Yeah, that's perfect. That's awesome. Now, just keep in mind again, guys, that this is messing with the onboard and the circuits and everything like that. So, if you do this mod, this is at your own risk. I am not saying you have to do it, but if you want to do it, try something different. To me, this is fun. This is why I have this channel for you guys, is so that way we can test out different things. So if you don't want to do this mod, you certainly don't have to. This is my own decision. So just keep that in mind when you do that. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pause the camera for just a few minutes. I'm going to throw everything back together here, and then we'll finish up. Alright guys, thanks for hanging in there for me. I appreciate that. So I've got everything all buttoned up and put back together. So here's what the Promark looks like at the end. So again, you got your battery bay here, and to open up the battery bay and put in the battery, all I got to do is just lift that up, and I can take my battery out and put it right in like usual. So it didn't impede on it, and then when I have it out in the air, I'm just going to angle it like that. I'm going to try it both ways. I'm going to try it straight down, and then I'm going to try it at an angle too. And I'm going to see which one gives me better signal. So I'll try and do that test either later today if I can, or later this week, or maybe even I'll do a second video showing the performance on it next week, guys, for the Promark. So that's the end of this short series, which was the mod. And again, this week was for the drone itself, to mod that. So guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the awesome subscribers and all the new subscribers, and thank you for all the comments and all the support, guys. And we are getting closer, inching day by day to 1,000 subscribers. We're not there yet. Probably going to be another couple months or so before we hit 1,000, but at 1,000, I'm going to be doing another drone giveaway. I did one at 500 subscribers. I'll do another one at 1,000. So I'm not sure which drone yet. I haven't decided that, and I have to talk to GearBest, and since they are my partner, to see what drone I can provide for you guys. Hopefully we can get something cool available for you guys. So with that being said, guys, just want to say thank you again for tuning in. Just wanted to give a big shout out to my newest patron, Rob Ruth. He's also a subscriber, so thank you very much, Rob, for being a patron. He has graciously donated $5 a month. So on the weekly credits, you'll see Rob on there, and you'll see Kurt Gagel on there as well. And then they also, with the $5, he gets a shout out once a month as well on my video. So I think I might, maybe once a month, I'll do, at the end of the month, I'll do a shout out for all the for the patrons as well. So we'll do something like that. If you guys haven't checked out the Patreon page, head over to the Patreon page. I'll put a link at the end of the video, and you can click on it. For just $1 a month, guys, you end up on the credits. For $5, I'll give you, at the end of the credits, you get on there, and I'll give you a monthly shout out as well. And for $20 a month, Kurt has graciously, he has donated that, and so he gets to pick a video of his choosing. He's already given me the subject, so I'm working on that currently. I'm figuring out how I'm going to do that exactly, so that'll be in a future video, and then once I introduce myself in that video, I'll make sure to let everybody know that that was Kurt's video idea. So as always, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. I very much appreciate it. And guys, let's keep our drones up in the air and flying high. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.